Recording started.
So Eric, one question I want to ask you is, how did you get into the wrestling business? At what age, and what was your first job or first experience being around the business in what's in either a performing sense or as a managerial role, or what was your first experience?
Give you the Reader's Digest version because we don't have enough time on this interview to go to get into it. Around 1977, I think I was in the fourth grade. A friend of mine in class was telling me, that there was a big wrestling match at the Garden. I think it was Backlund Valentine at the time, and to watch wrestling at midnight. We're talking the New York market here. So wrestling at midnight on Channel 9, which is My Network 9 now, which is what the WWE is on now on the Friday Night SmackDown. But back then it was just midnight wrestling with WWE. The Valiant brothers were there. Whatever. I just started watching that. I fell in love with that, and basically said that that's what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Fast forward from 1977 to 1985, early 86, but right towards the end of 85, I broke into the business. What I did was I went to, as a fan, I just went to the Asbury Park Convention Hall. It's a very famous building on the Jersey Shore in Asbury Park. A lot of, WWE is very famous for going in there. They used to go in there pretty much weekly back in the day. And there was an independent show going on over there, and I met a couple people. Two of the three are well, you'll know. One of them is now Balls Mahoney, and the other one who, God rest his soul, Chris Candido. Those were two out of the three guys that helped break me into the business. Now, we were all kids back then, and I just wanted to do it. I met these kids, and they just took me in, and we just started from there. We basically went to the underground Brooklyn shows. Now, if anybody is familiar with Galaxian Jim and Manny LeBron, or going to Williamsburg, the old Spanish shows, Black Gordman, that's basically how we started. So a year later, I promoted my first show with the third person. Nobody knows. He didn't make it in the business. I won't mention his name, but we promoted a show. We had, I believe, a bunch of us at David Schultz in a steel cage. It's the headline match at the Asbury Park Convention Hall, and from there, I just met the right people, started networking, and 23 years later, I'm one of the top agents in wrestling, and for the small-time independent circuit, I'm basically living my dream.
What was the level of kayfabe like when you first got into the business? Was there a strong kayfabe, or was it more of...
Yeah, it was a lot, let's just say it was a lot stricter back then than it is today. It took me a while to get where I went. I got mentored by Dennis Carluzzo. For anybody who doesn't know who Dennis is, Dennis was like one of these old-time promoters. Either you loved him or you hate him. Dennis was a good promoter. He did a lot of good things for a lot of people. I learned a lot from him. Not his shady stuff. I mean, anybody that knows Dennis knew he had a little bit shady, but I didn't. His shady stuff, I didn't. I had better morals than that, so I knew better. But from his wrestling knowledge and what he was willing to impart to me, I learned, and I was very close with Dennis, and I owe Dennis a lot because Dennis did a lot for me. So I owe Dennis, and it was very sad to hear of his passing back in 2001, and it just that's sort of anytime anybody passes away, you're sad for a little bit. But I was real close with Dennis, so it broke my heart a little bit. But I learned a lot. Then I started, started meeting a lot of the talents, and this whole business is about networking. You have to network with people. You develop good business contacts and relationships with people. And, things progress, and then you wasn't tough enough, and I had to figure out a way to survive in this business. So I just figured that I could work behind it and be okay. So that's what I did. I worked working behind the scenes, and I've been successful for 20 years doing that, 23 years.
Now, what are your goals at this point in the wrestling business? Do you still have any long-term goals? And also,
I've always, I always dreamed of working for World Wrestling Entertainment. I guess that's the ultimate goal is to make it to World Wrestling Entertainment. But World Wrestling Entertainment, while it's the number one place to be, a lot has changed. A lot has changed up there. Since it went corporate and stuff. So, while I do want to work up there, I'm very leery about going up there because, I'm good for the independent circuit. I'm good at what I do with the talent relation down here now. I don't know what I could offer up there. I feel like I would do well up there. I just don't know what I don't know if I have what they're looking for. I'm good at what I do, but, I'm like a big fish in a small pond, or a small fish in a big pond. I mean, however you want to look at it, I'm good at what I do at the level I'm at. I've always wanted to get to that next level of going, working there, or I could work there. I just want to improve my business where, I get more talent working for me, and I just want to develop my my business, the talent relations business, and I like to have guys working every weekend in every state or whatever, doing like 5 or 10 appearances of the different legends all over the place. Just keep the circuit busy and keep the legend's name or the guys just currently released just working, and that way we're doing business and making money, and that's basically what it's all about, is doing business and making money. So that's my goals.
with your knowledge and all the experience you have in the wrestling business, do you see yourself as maybe ever starting your own little promotion or local wrestling federation in the New Jersey area?
Well, I've tried to do that in the past, and, what I learned was I'm not a promoter. It takes a great skill to be a wrestling promoter. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, it's a lot of legwork. More than I'm willing to do, or more than I can do. And it's a big risk running your own shows, because you gotta cover payroll, and I tried my hand at that. I wasn't successful at that end of it. So, I leave it, at least in New Jersey, to my friends over at the National Wrestling Superstars, who I work closely with, or to Jersey All Pro guys who do a good job, or ECPW, which is Gino Caruso. He does, those are the guys. Those are the three big promotions in Jersey who do a really good job, and I leave it up to them, and I try working for those guys, just helping them doing talent or talent coordination, because that's what I'm good at, is talent coordination, and that's where I'm at. So I mean that's what I'm doing, and I just work to my strong points, which is again, not to sound redundant, the talent relations.
If you were offered a job to work for, I know with your feelings on TNA, if you were offered a job to work with TNA, would you take that opportunity?
If someone was willing to pay me, what I feel I'm worth to do a job, yeah, I would go.
How do you feel?
You just do what you're told. I mean, if someone's paying me, I do what I'm told. And I would try to make it, again, I would try to make a difference wherever you go. You try to make an impact to whatever you do. So hopefully, if I'm going to offer a job that I